Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Selenium Tech Automation. So today I am going to create our first test case with the help of page object model. Okay, so before continuing with this video, so we already discussed about what is a page object model and also what is a page factory, how we can initialize the web elements in our page object model, and also what are the advantages of page object model, and also what is @find by annotation, and how we can initialize web element with the help of @find by annotation. Okay, for all these things I have already made one video, so I am providing that video link in description part. You can go and please check out that video before continuing this tutorial. Okay, so let's get started with this today tutorial. So the current I'm going to automate one scenario, so where user can open browser and where user can enter the URL. So once he launched the URL, he needs to be log into his account. Okay, after entering the credentials, once he will log in, he has to go to electronics tab from the Amazon home page. Once he will go to electronics tab, so from there he wants to add one product to his cart. Okay, once he will added his product to the cart, again he needs to check whether it got added properly or not. Okay, this is a scenario, so let me quickly write some steps for that one. So what are we are going to do currently, what is our current requirement? Okay, what is our current requirement? Just let me open one more empty txt file. So the first step is step number 1. Okay, so first we need to analyze the steps clearly, so then only you can able to automate anything in a simple way. Okay, first we have to analyze the steps. The step 1 is browser need to be launched. Okay, step number 2, URL needs to be enter. Okay, URL needs to be enter. Step number 3 is user credentials for login, right? User credentials for login to be enter. Okay, to be entered. Okay, and our fourth step is on Amazon home page, navigate to electronics tab. Navigate to electronics tab. So once if you are in that electronics tab, so once if you are in electronics tab, so then you need to we need to add one we need to add a product to cart, to a to cart. Okay, to cart we need to add a product to cart. Once product been added, we need to go to that PDP, means product description page again. Okay, these are all the steps we are going to automate now. This is called one test case. Okay, so first step is browser needs to be launched, and the second step is URL needs to be entered, and the third step is user credentials for login to be entered, and the fourth step is on Amazon home page. So I want to navigate to electronics tab. From that electronics tab, I need to add one product to the cart page. Okay, so once if you added the product to cart, so from there again I want to review the product details, means I want to navigate back to product description page again. Okay, these are all the steps. Okay, these are all the our actual steps which needs to be followed for this test case. Okay, so likewise you have to categorize. I mean, first we need to analyze what are all the steps we are going to perform now. So for that, so yesterday you can see here we discussed earlier, and also we created pages here, like login page, cart page, electronics page, gift cards page, home page. Okay, so likewise based upon the application you can create all your application pages in the form of Java classes. Okay, so when it comes to test, as we discussed just now, this is, I will consider these steps as one scenario. Okay, I will consider these steps as one test case, not a scenario. I will consider these steps as one test case. Okay, so now so now what we are going to do, we are going to automate all these steps by taking one single test case. Okay, so we created already test case electronics card. So for this, what we have to do now, so if you go to login page, if you go to our login page, so this is that sign in button dot click method, and also I am going to store all my usernames and password inside our config.properties file. Likewise, so once if I store those key and values, so I want to retrieve the values based upon the key. Suppose if I can say the key name as username, I will retrieve the value for key name username as amazon.in. so likewise for username and password also I written the same steps here. Also you can find file input stream, I am using file input stream class, and also I am mentioning the path of that properties file got located. With the help of properties class, I created one object. With the help of that object, I am loading that file input stream path. Okay, so once that is done, I am going to enter my username on the user text field with the help of properties file where we stored username and password as values. Once that is done, I have to click on that sign in button, right? So these are all the basic steps we have to perform on the login page. Okay, so before that, before going to login, we have to, or we want to launch our browser, right? We want to launch our browser, right? So for that, what we need to do here, so first we have to initialize our WebDriver. After initializing the WebDriver, you need to tell to the Selenium, my browser driver got located on this particular location, can you please take that one. Okay, once Selenium identified, once WebDriver identifies that driver, so it will start your, I mean it will make ready your driver. Okay, once that ready driver is ready, so you are going to start your browser, whether it is Firefox or Edge or Chrome or IE or anything, any kind of browser, Safari also. Okay, so once that is done, I am going to launch my URL. So this URL also coming from the config.properties file only, right? So let's get started with that one. So how we can launch our application? So for that, let me quickly create a method. Okay, I will name it as public void application launch. Okay, I'm called as public void application launch. Okay, so this is the method I'm going to create now. So once it is done, so desired capabilities, nowadays no one is using desired capabilities because of latest versions. We have to ignore that desired capabilities. Okay, we have to use here edge options capability is here. Okay, we no need to use desired capabilities. If we use desired capabilities also, you will get some, you will get some deprecated methods warning messages all along your scripts at the line of your scripts. Okay, so to avoid that one, we are using here options capability. Okay, with the help of options, we can easily set all the capabilities for our required browser. Okay, during that process, so what we need to do here, edge options. Okay, edge options equals to the same way, so how we are doing for driver initialization, edge option is equal to new edge options. Okay, edge options equals to new edge options. If you can mouse over here edge options, class to manage options specific to the edge driver. Okay, it will manage options like if I want to ignore any pop-up blockers, and also if I want to ignore zoom settings, and also I want to ignore certificate related issues. So these kind of options we can mention with the help of edge options class. This is only for edge browser only. So likewise, if you want to mention it for Chrome, if you want to mention it for Firefox, if you want to mention it for IE, so those are all having their own capabilities based upon their versions. Okay, so now we initialize this edge options. So now I'm going to set the capability. Okay, now I'm going to set the capability. Okay, now I'm going to set capability, and here I am taking as get browser version. For example, if I am working with this Edge browser, so I don't know what is the version of that browser, so that we will also set here that which browser version it is taking currently, so we can also get that it from logs, console logs. Okay, so with the help of option set capability, the help of set options dot set capability, so here I am taking as string key and value. Okay, what is my string here? What is my string here? My string is options dot get options dot, okay, options dot get browser version. Okay, get browser version, options dot get browser version. After that, what is our browser currently here? Browser is my Edge browser. Okay, sorry, browser is my Edge browser dot edge. Okay, browser dot edge. So now we set some capability to get that get browser version with the help of get browser version. To get that version of browser with the help of get browser version method, with the help of options object reference, we are using this get browser version. What this it will do? It will give you what version you are using currently, so and also what kind of browser it is. It is a Edge browser. Okay, so once that is done, once this is done, so before using all these options we have to set it for true, that is boolean value. So if you don't want to set all these capabilities, whether you no need to enter any capabilities, or you can set that boolean value to false. If you kept for false, that value as false, then these capabilities are not going to work when you are executing your scripts. Okay, so but in our case we are going to include all these things as well, that is options dot set capability of, what is our capability name here? Edge options, right? Edge options, edge options. So after that it should be by default it is giving false, means it won't give all these capabilities if you keep it for false. But I want to set some capabilities, so that's the reason why I am going to use here the true value. Okay, so once if you set that one, it will allow you to set all these capabilities for your current browser. And also if I want to ignore certificate errors, by default it will give you as false. Okay, but we have to change it to true. Okay, I want to ignore if there is any certificate errors, means we need to set this value as true. If you set this value as false, means that won't ignore your certificate errors. If there is any certificate errors for you, when you are running your scripts, it won't allow you to enter username or password. It will ask you for more authentication details. Okay, so for that reason option dot set capabilities of, set capability of, what is our capability? I mean options dot, sorry, what is our key we are going to mention here? Ignore, right? Ignore certificate errors. Okay, ignore certificate errors comma true. So I want to ignore if there are any certificate errors. If you don't ignore all these certificate errors, then your script is not going to work. It will tell you authentication required details. Okay, it will ask you more details about authentications. And also I want to block any pop-ups are there inside our browser when we are working with an application. Okay, for that reason also I am using one more capability. That is pop-up blockers should be disabled. Okay, pop-up blocking should be available here. Disable pop-up. Okay, disable pop-up blocking. Okay, if you set this value to true, then that pop-ups will be disabled when you are executing your scripts from automation side. If you don't set these values, I mean if you mention this value as false, which will accept the pop-ups also. Okay, here you can see disable pop-up blocking means we are setting one option called please disable my pop-ups. Okay, please disable my pop-up blocking. Okay, it will disable your pop-ups. I mean, it will block your pop-ups if you keep this value to true. If you don't, means it will allow the pop-ups. Okay, after that, options dot options dot. So once if you can see here, set capability boolean value. Okay, suppose if there is any window focus which I want to move to some other window, so during that time also we need to mention require window focus require window focus. Okay, this is also one option where you can move your window focus to the current windows, or how many windows which are already open for that current session. So the driver will keep on focusing to the required windows. Okay, with the help of these options we can set this capability. So once that is done, we done with all these capabilities. Just I shown you one small capabilities where we can use it inside our scripts. Okay, so once that is done, so we need to set some system parameter. I mean, system dot set property of, we need to tell where exactly our driver got located, that is edge driver got located. System dot set property of, okay, set property of, what is the syntax for here, web driver dot edge dot driver, right? Web driver dot edge dot driver. After that, what is our value here? So in my case, you can see here, I created one separate folder to store all our driver files. Okay, so inside this driver file we have ms_edge_driver.exe file. So that's how we can mention with the help of dot. So we are going to tell directly, my driver got located inside this driver files folder. Inside this driver files folder, the file name called ms_edge driver.exe file. Okay, this is my file name, that is ms_edge driver.exe file, and this file is located inside this driver files folder, and this driver files folder got located inside my project. Okay, inside my project. So that's why I am using here dot. Okay, once this is done, so now the next step, what it is our next step, you can see. So the next step is, one second guys. Okay, the next step is, the next step here is, I want to launch my URL, right? So where is our URL got located? Inside our configured properties. So for that, what we are going to write now, we are writing our code with the help of file input stream. Okay, file input stream is also a class. File input stream is also a class. FIS equals to new file input stream. Okay, new file input stream. So where is our, URL got located inside this configured properties file, right? Inside this configured properties file. So for that, the same way how we can write here, new file input stream of system dot get property of key, right? System dot get property of user dot dir, current user directory. Okay, current user directory. So after that, so where exactly our configured properties are located? Inside this configuration folder, right? Inside this configuration dot folder, right? Inside this configuration dot folder, configuration dot configured properties file. Okay, config dot properties file, right? Sorry, yeah, config dot properties file. Okay, this is where our file got located on this particular location. Okay, so now add some throw declaration here. Okay, file not found exception you will get if that file was missing. If that file is missing, then you will get file not found exception. So once this is done, we have to use properties class to mention, pro equals to new properties class. Okay, pro equals to new properties class, properties equals to new properties. Okay, so after that, the help of properties class object, we have to load that file input stream, that is FIS. Okay, so here we are using properties file concept here, so it will be very important when you are working with the multiple environments. It is very important. Okay, driver equals to, then what we are going to do, so now we are initializing our web driver equals to new edge driver, new edge driver, new edge driver. Okay, new edge driver service. So here I am using edge driver service dot create default service. Okay, create default service options. Okay, so once that is done, so now I am going to take my URL, driver dot get URL, which means pro dot get property of key. What is our key here? URL. Okay, what is my key here? Inside configure properties, my key is URL. Okay, so this one is completed. Now we are fetching that URL from properties file. So once that is done, I want to maximize my window, right? Driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Okay, driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Okay, okay, so this is all about application launching. Before application launching, these are all the lines we need to write. Okay, once this is done, so the next step is, once this is done, so what is our next step? Now you have already created one login page, and here also we are taking all these values from properties file only. So once that is done, before that you are going to launch your browser with the help of edge options, options equals to new edge options, and then we are setting some capabilities like disable pop-up blockers, and also to get that browser version on which browser it is, and also we are mentioning the where is our driver file got located. After that, where is our username and password which are present inside that configured properties file, and also URL also. Okay, once this is done, we are done with the first step. Okay, first step we done. So now let me create our test case. Okay, okay, so this is our actual test case. So here I am going to launch our application, launch our browser, and enter our URL, and enter a username and password, then click on that electronics cart. Okay, this is how we are going to follow now. So I am doing till here electronics tab. Okay, I am going to do perform till electronics tab. So what are all the steps we need to follow? First, we are already calling this application launch, where you can have browsers and URL. So once that is done, you are navigating to login page, that is username and password. So now with the help of these class objects, we are going to call the methods present inside those classes. Okay, so for that, how to write? So first we need to declare one class objects here. Okay, so public, so where is our application launching related code is available inside generics class, right? So for that, generics, public generics, object is generics. Okay, object is generics, right? Object is generics. Okay, so in the same way, where is our login page actions are available inside this login page class, right? So for that, login page, so then create an object for that one, login page. Okay, login page. So now we are using the help of these class objects, we are going to use all these methods present inside those page classes. Okay, for example, if I want to use this login action, so I need to use the help of login page object. Okay, so now here, so anyway we created one class here. So after that, what I am going to do, I am using one before class annotation. This is our before class annotation. If for every before going to any class, first what I need to do, I want to launch my browser and URL, right? So for each and every class, like for example, if I have 3 test cases, for the first test case, what I want to do, I want to launch my browser, enter URL credentials, right? For the second test case also the same, browser launching and URL entering and login credentials also entering. So likewise we need to use before class annotation here for each and every class. It is going to, before starting each and every class, these are all the steps we need to follow. Okay, public void login action. Okay, public void login action. So with the help of generics object, generics class reference, we are going to create generics equals to new generics. Okay, new generics. Okay, so in the similar way we will write it for login page also. So this is just for launching the URL and entering, not entering the credentials. It is just for only launching the browser and launching the URL. Okay, so after that, generics dot application launcher URL, you can see here. So just now we created a method inside this generics class, right? So that method you are getting with the help of creating one object. Okay, application launch surround with some throws declaration. Okay, so this part is also done. So what is our next step? Once you launch your browser and enter the URL, it will ask you to enter the credentials, right? So for that, with the help of @test annotation, application launching, this method is for application launching. Okay, so now @test annotation, public void login action. Okay, public void login actions. So now with the help of login page class reference, we are creating one object here, new login page, right? New login page. So with the help of this annotation needs to be imported. Okay, now this got imported. So after this, what we are going to do now, with the help of this login page dot login action, you can see we are getting all the methods present at page level. Okay, so now this part also done. So this is how it will be. For example, it is only for login actions class. So let me execute this code and we'll see whether it's working fine or not. So once this is done, go to your testengine.xml file. So there we can pass your class name directly with the help of package com.amazon.tests, com.amazon.tests. Here only my test case got located. That is what I mentioned here. So just, I think config.properties file will give you some error now. We'll see. Okay, application is launching now. Okay, it got launched. Okay, it got clicked and it entered, clicked on sign in button. Okay, but we are not writing any driver.quit method here. Okay, sorry, let me close. Yeah, so if you go back to your console, there you can see there are no failures. 2 tests got executed, that is electronic scot and login actions. What is this one? This login actions class, right? The only one method we have here, application launching. And okay, we can use this at suit level before class. If I mention @test also, it will work for no problem. So this is how, for example, now we done with one single page, that is login page is done. So our next step is to navigate to electronics, right? So to navigate to electronics, so please inspect this element, remember my decision. open dev tools, where it gone? Okay, so now inspect this electronics. Okay, so this is also one link, right? Now A contains text. Okay, so this is our link text here, that is A contains text of electronics. So now we done with login action. So the same way I am going to create for electronics page also. So how we created for login page, so in the same way I am going to initialize all our web elements. Okay, so this one also extends generics only, extends generics, right? Extends generics. So now you can initialize all your web elements at the rate find by annotation xpath, right? So let me copy that one, xpath at the rate find by xpath, right? Xpath equals to, what is our xpath? Just now we took this one, right? Okay, sorry. Now private web element, what is it for? Electronics link. Okay, electronics link, I can name it as electronic link, electronics link. Okay, electronics link, right? What is this one? Private web element electronics link. Import this web element interface. Okay, 1 second guys. Okay, so this is for electronics link. So in the same way we can take for remaining web elements also, we can take remaining web elements also. For now I am creating one more constructor to initialize all the page objects. Okay, so go to your electronics page, so then paste the same here also. So now replace this with the current constructor. Okay, electronics page. So once this is done, so once if you navigate back to here electronics, what you are going to do now? So suppose for example I want to what I am going to do here, electronics, right? So what's the scenario? We want to suppose, for example I will take any one of the new upcoming launches. Okay, so this one. Okay, ahref area label equals to Victus. A href, sorry, so let me inspect this one. Pay on delivery, pay on delivery. Okay, this one only, right? Alt equals to Victus, image at the rate alt equals to Victus. Okay, img at the rate alt equals to Victus. Okay, so this is for Victus, Victus product we can mention. Okay, Victus product, Victus. So we'll see whether those are all Ajax web elements or some sample like different web element. We'll see product Victus. Okay, product Victus I am mentioning here. So once this is done, so now let me sign in one more time. We'll see whether that product is available or not if we try to log in one more time. Tech automation @gmail.com. Okay, so now you logged in. Go to electronics page. So if it is constant, then no issues. Okay, it is constant one only. So once if we click on this vectors, okay, what's happening here? Once if we click on that vectors, okay, once if we click on that vectors, so okay, we will try to add any one of the product to the cart. Okay, add any one of the product to cart. So for this, again let me click on this one. Okay, this is fine. So we will take the first web element only, I mean first product only. So let's do F1 Fn F12. So try to inspect the web element, and here alt vectors 1. Okay, the same way image @alt equals to vectors 1, right? Image @alt equals to vectors 1. Okay, so now it is for vectors 1. It is very important framework nowadays, guys. So please do more practice on page object model, and also try to explore some new websites with different scenarios, so that which will be helpful for you. Element product vectors 1. Okay, product vectors 1. So once this is done, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to click on this link. Okay, once it is done, so I want to add to cart, right? So I want to add this page to cart. Input id equals to add to cart button. Input the rate id equals to add to cart button. Okay, this is for add to cart. Add to cart button. Okay, this is for add to cart button link, I mean XPath find by, sorry, XPath equals to, this one is for that one, private web element add to cart button. Okay, this is for add to cart button, right? Okay, once if we click on that add to cart button, add it to cart, right? So I want to close this one. So how to do that one? Fn F12. So what is this one? Class equals to, we can take, okay, control F, a class equals to, okay, it's working fine. Close button we can mention. Okay, this is very simple process, so I am just showing with some more elements so that you can easily understand how we are going to maintain all these at page level. Okay, private web element, private web element, cart close button. Okay, cart close button. Okay, so that is enough for now. So I am trying with some 5 web elements. So let's create one new method here, that is for public void electronics product, electronics product. Okay, electronics product. So now what we have to click here, once if you log in, we are going to click on this electronics dot link, control V dot click. Okay, once if you click on that electronics dot link, so you are going to select this thread dot slip. Okay, so I am using here thread dot slip to show you more clearly by waiting for 5 seconds. Thread dot slip, once that is done, product vectors dot click. Okay, once this is done, okay, only clicking only. Once this is done, again I am waiting for 5 more seconds to show you better. Thread dot slip, 5 more seconds. Okay, after that, product vectors 1 dot click, right? Product vectors 1 dot click. So once that is done, add this one to cart button. Okay, again thread dot slip, thread dot slip, 5 seconds I am using one more time, dot click. Okay, once that is done, cart close button we need to close. Thread dot slip, 5 seconds. Okay, so this is how we can create for electronics product. Okay, product. Okay, so now simply, so once your this one is done, so we are closing here, and now once that is done, you are done with your electronics page, right? So you are done with your electronics page. So now we added all these, we initialize all these web elements which are related to electronics page, and also we added that product to the cart. So now if we want to use this all these web elements, go to your actual test case, so where we created test electronics. So just do the same how we did for public electronics page, right? Electronics page, electronics page. Okay, electronics page. So now here login done. So now enter test public void electronics pdp I am mentioning. Okay, electronics pdp. Okay, electronics pdp, electronics page equals to new electronics page, electronics page. Okay, so once this is done, electronics page dot electronics product. Okay, so now add this throws declaration. It is very simple to use and understand this page object model, so it won't require much technical knowledge as well. So now we are adding one product to that cart page, right? So let me execute this one more time, we'll see. Okay, application launched successfully. Electronics Okay, sign in because what happened? Okay, because we have to follow some priority, so that's why you can observe here it is taking alphabetical order only, right? So that's why it is executing first A, then E, then L. Okay, so to avoid that one, we can mention here priority equals to 1, priority equals to 0, and priority equals to 1. Because of testng will execute all our test methods in an alphabetical order only by defaultly, or in sequential order only. Okay, if you don't want to execute all those in sequential order or on alphabetical order defaultly, you can mention it with the help of priorities, providing priorities. Okay, now I mentioned this one. So now this time we'll see. So now application is launched, URL got entered. Now sign in is doing currently. Sign in. Okay, now entered username, password, clicked on electronics. Okay, clicked on that Victus, and here also it got clicked on Victus 1, waiting for 5 seconds here. So once it is done, we are waiting for 5 more seconds. Okay, it got added and it is waiting for 5 seconds, and it got clicked on that close button. Okay, so it got clicked on that close button. You can see here everything is okay. Just now it got opened, right? Yeah, so it is added to the cart currently. It is added to the cart currently. So then we close it this one. So our next step is I want to go to my cart. And see how many are added. Okay, or I will delete any one of these products. Okay, that is our current scenario. So let me quickly inspect one more time. Open DevTools, dock to bottom. Okay, so now inspect this cart. Okay, span contains text comma cart. The 6 are coming up. Okay, so if I take this one, okay, I will use this one then, right? So for time being I am taking all this div @id equals to, okay, now we are getting only one. So once if we click on this one, okay, so now we are going to work with cart page, right? So now we are going to work with cart page. So for that we already have cart page here. Cart page we already have. So in the same way, @find by annotation. Okay, @find by annotation, xpath equals to, this is the xpath, and private web element cart button Okay, cart button, interface, import that one. So once it is done, create the constructor like how we created for login page. In the same way you can create constructor for cart page also. Okay, cart page. Okay, extends, right, generics. See, every page class will accept extends generics class only, because inside the generics we are writing all the reusable components, right? So at page level we have to use those reusable components which are present inside these generics. So that's the reason why we are extending this generics class for each and every page. Okay, so once this is done, we created one constructor and also we created XPath for cart button also. So once if we click on this cart button, so I want to delete this, okay, or I want to quantity. Okay, this is a drop down. Okay, this is a drop down, we will see this scenario. So now I want to delete this item. So area label type equal to submit input name equals to value equals to delete. Control C, input. I think it will give you more number of web elements. Okay, so it is for delete, right? Okay, now for time being I am taking all these small XPaths, but we can write some constant XPaths also. There are, like in future, if in your application taking some new build, so maybe during that time these XPaths won't work if you hard code the XPath values. So that's why we have to very carefully about taking the XPaths in real time. Okay, delete product button. Okay, delete product button, right? So after that, the same way, I am creating one more method here also, public delete product. Okay, delete cart product. Okay, cart product I am mentioning here. So the first one is cart button to click. So the second is product. Okay, second one is product button. Okay, so once that is done, we will see. Okay, this is about delete cart button method. Okay, so in the same way, now go back to our actual test case, create one method, so where you are going to delete your product which is available inside your test priority equals to 2. Okay, so then public void delete product from cart. This is our method. So after this one, public cart, right, public cart page cart page. So now with the help of this class object, so we are going to call all the methods. Cart page equals to new cart page, right, new cart page dot delete cart product. Okay, delete cart product, add throws declaration. So now let me execute it one more time and we will see. So let me close all these things. Okay, go to cart page. Okay, so it is very simple and very easy and very important concept in real time scenarios nowadays. Give me 1 second guys, I will come. Okay, it is closing that button. So once it got closed, we are going to cart page now. So it is waiting for 5 seconds again. I think it's got completed or what. Okay, maybe that cart button is right. Because of that element click intercepted exception nav cart container. What is that one, man? Tararararara. 1 second, guys. So let me inspect it one more time. That cart button only, right? Container. This one only. Span ID. Okay. A items in cart. 3 items in cart. No. ID equals to nav cart. Okay, we will see this time with the help of A at the rate ID equals to okay, we will see now. Control C, clicking on this cart button, right? It's not working here only. So let me quickly check cart button. Okay, so let me remove this XPath and use this XPath, and we'll see now. That's the problem, guys. If you are very comfortable with XPath, then there was no issues. If you are not comfortable with XPath, then you are going to for any interview, so then they will ask you more questions about XPaths only. If you are beginner, please do focus on how to create XPaths and all, how to work with different locators, so that it will be helpful for you guys. Okay. So likewise, it is up to the application level only, how many pages does your application is having. So those many classes you can create. Okay, so that it will be very easily to understand also. For example, just now we saw, right, what is electronics page, what is cart page, what is login page, what is gift cards page. So likewise, if we segregate all the pages, means it is very easy to understand the application functionality also. At the same time, if you get any issue, so then you can easily go and check for that web element which are failing currently. Okay, it's not able to find that web element. Amazon is not session ID. Okay, we will see. I think we are using thread.slip here, right? Okay, we are not using okay, we will see. We will try with put some wait condition here and we will execute. Okay, so now go to your .xml file. Okay, application got launched and it is trying to sign in. Okay, Okay, now it navigated to cart page. Okay, you can see here it got deleted all the added items here. Okay, so previously it is showing 5 or something, right? So it deleted everything. Okay, so now, so you can go to your Eclipse and you can see here it got deleted all the items. Okay, so this is how we can work with a page object model at page level. Okay, so for example, there is one more scenario. Okay, there is one more scenario. I want to select by visible text here, or select by index. You can take 0 and 1, right? So let me try to delete this element. Okay, so likewise, how many actions if you want, you can perform at page level only. Okay, once if you deleted this item previously, so we can see here HP Victus was removed from the shopping cart. This line also we can able to validate. Okay, this line also we can able to validate. So this is how we can work with page object model. So in my next video I will tell you so how to delete multiple products from this Amazon shopping cart, and also how we can verify if any product got if any product if we deleted, so we are getting this message, right? So how to validate this message saying that your product was removed from shopping cart, and I want to validate from this actual and expected results. Okay, with the help of expected and actual result at the same time. So if I added like 5 products into my cart, the same products, if there are any multiple products like duplicate products, so I want to delete all the like either it is 2 or 3, it depends upon my decision. So I can delete that many products which are available in the form of duplicate. Okay, so tomorrow, I mean in our next video I will do that one. So please guys, if you like this video, please drop a like, and don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to share this video to your friends or colleagues, so that which will helpful for us our channel to recommend this video for the other people as well, if they are looking for the same topic. Okay, so please guys, please, thank you so much once again. So we will connect with our next video. Until then, take care everyone. Bye bye. Signing off. Selenium Tech Automation.